Okay, this time we will be reading the end of Exodus chapter 21, verses 28 through 32. I think it's 32. Let's check. I don't want to say the wrong thing. 36. I knew that didn't sound right. Verses 28 through 36. If an ox smiteth with horn a man, either a woman, and they been dead, the ox shall be oppressed with stones, and his flesh shall not be eaten, and the Lord of the ox shall be innocent. That if the ox was pulled here with horn from yesterday and the third day ago, and men warn the Lord of him, neither the Lord closed him, and he slayeth the man, neither woman, both the ox shall be oppressed with stones, and they shall unslay the Lord of him. That if price is put to the Lord, he shall give for his life whatever he has asked. And if he smiteth with the horn a son and a daughter, he shall be subject to like sentence. If the ox assaileth a servant, a handmaid, the Lord of the ox shall give 30 sickles of silver to his Lord, for so the ox shall be oppressed with stones. If any man openeth a cistern, and diggeth, and hilleth it not, an ox, either ass, falleth into it, the Lord of the cistern shall yield the price of the work beast, for so that his deed shall be his. If another man's ox woundeth the ox of another man, and he is dead, they shall unseal the quick ox, and they shall depart the price, for so they shall depart betwixt him the carcass of the dead ox. For so if his Lord wist that the ox was putted for yesterday and the third day ago, and kept not him, he shall yield ox for ox, and he shall take the whole carcass. The whole carcass. It makes me want to do an Irish or Scottish brogue when I read that for some reason. Now King James. If an ox gore a man or a woman, that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quit. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and it hath been testified to his owner, and he hath not kept him in, but that he hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. Whether he have gored a son, or have gored a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done unto him. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. If a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good, and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurt another's, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox, and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also they shall divide. Or if it be known that the ox hath used to push in times past, and his owner hath not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own. So ends the reading. So ends chapter 21 of Exodus, and we will plan to read from chapter 22, verses 1 through 5 next time. This time, let's take another listen to what Ron Wyatt was describing from his experience of discovering this right here, the crack in the stone face at Golgotha, and a squarish hole which the crack ran past.
In a place that I had no idea they would be, and that was at the base of that cliff. Of course, now that we found them, we realized that that's where the public road went back and forth through there. It was you know, the ideal place for a crucifixion. Had to be, otherwise the Romans probably wouldn't have chosen it.
Ron Wyatt worked for many years on the Ark of the Covenant excavation. He conducted his work under a permit issued by the Israel Antiquities Authority, but the permit was not made public due to the nature and sensitivity of the work. Some critics have said he never even worked in the grounds of the Garden Tomb area, but as you can see here, his presence was well established.
Oh,
At
yeah.
times, he would have many people helping with the excavation above ground and below. We acknowledge that the Book of Maccabees, in the Apocrypha, is not an inspired book, but it may have some historical information which we can glean. Here it states, Jeremiah found a cave dwelling. He carried the tent, the ark, and the incense altar into it. Then he blocked up the entrance. The place shall remain unknown, he said, until God finally gathers his people together and shows mercy to them. Then the Lord will bring these things to light again.
Well, what time do you think it is now? Because it's coming to light. If that doesn't get you to think about some of the things that are happening, depending on when you see this, could be a while after I record it, could be right after I record it. Either way, it's coming to light now. Something to think about.